Hi, I'm back with another working. This working involves a house. So anyway, the client, uh, her mother and father, they owned this house, and unfortunately they've passed on, and the house is now in the hands of another couple. So the client really wants the house. She wants to be able to purchase it because she has a lot of fond memories, etc. And I understand that. So what we're going to do is bring some discord to the couple that live in that house. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you probably think there are probably, many other ways that you could tackle this scenario. But if you want something to work and you want it to work fast, I think discord needs to come into that house. And that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to make the couple argue and not get along. And then I'm going to send out a servitor because I want that house to be dark. I want it to, I don't know how can I phrase it. I want a blanket of darkness. I want discord. I want them to argue. I want them to not get along. And the only way out of it is to sell the house and for them to move out. So that's where I'm coming from. I'll go into the servitor bit down the line, but for now, I'm just going to make up it's just a little breakup jar because we really need to get them to, not see eye to eye. It's a bit unlike breakups I've done in the past where this relationship can be saved if they move out of the house, if that makes sense. So I've got one for her and one for him. They've been blessed, baptized. And I'll put her head down and him head up so they're not seeing eye to eye. And that's my petition. I fill the heads with poppy seeds and things like that. Actually, what I'm going to do is push a little blackthorn pin through the little dolls. But I like blackthorns because they're really good for negativity. So I'm going to push that down into the black bottle. And I've also got an inverted pentagram just printed off the internet. And the house is on the back of that, the home address. And I will be putting a picture in here. I just don't want to show it, to be honest with you. So I have to be careful. And I'm going to do that at the end. I'll put the little photograph in of the house. But the address is on the back of this pentagram. And the reason why I use the reverse pentagram is, it's because of left-hand path magic, infernal spirits, and all the rest. So in that goes. So we're going to put some vinegar just to sour their relationship. I'll try not to put too much in because these little bottles don't hold much. Always see in your mind's eye the end result. And that will be a for sale sign outside that house. And then I'm going to put in some lime juice. Again, just to sour things. Okay. Black salt for darkness. Okay. Black mustard seeds for discord, confusion, all the rest. War water. For causing arguments, fighting. Let me see, some cayenne. So we want in tranquil powder, not powder, it's oil, and tranquil powder, oil, get it right yet. We don't want any happiness in this house, and we want complete and utter just we want everyone to be unsettled, Excuse me, I'm trying to talk and do things at the same time. It's a bit confusing. Destruction powder. A little bit of cat and dog hair just to symbolize arguments, etc. So yeah, once they leave that home, they're free to enjoy their relationship. But whilst they're in that house, I do not want them to enjoy their relationship. I want them to be very unhappy and all the rest. This is like a breakup oil. Graveyard dirt, because in all honesty, we really want the end, the end of this relationship. Whilst they live in that house. I just want to make that clear. Okay, let's see. A little bit more chili flakes, just to get their situation really fired up. And some hex and hate oil. Now I'm going to put needles, pins, etc. in that. Let's have just a second. Okay, so I'm putting in a few pins and some tacks just to put sharp objects in there, because I'm going to be shaking this up for a full 3 weeks. A little bit of precipitation powder. This helps with speed, so if you don't have it, use coffee. And I think that's probably it for now. Yeah, maybe one of these little chilies are so hot, and I like to use those in my breakup workings. I'm going to pop that in there. So I'm not finished with it. I would like to add a few bits and pieces, I like to use smashed light bulbs. I don't know why, I just like to do that. So I'm going to do that in a moment or two. So I'm going to move on. I actually have created a servitor or an egregore. So I need to make a video going into the whole depths of what that actually is. So a servitor, it's a self-made thought form. It acts on my behalf. So I'm going to give it abilities. So, it will know what it's going to accomplish, if that makes sense. Also, I use I will have a specific word, and that word will be a kill switch, or some people call it, what's it called? Fatal flaw. That's what it's called. So, it's a very random word, and, there's no way I'll easily say that or anything, no one else will guess it. So, what was I going to say? I think it's important that you do put a kill switch or a fatal flaw, because sometimes these servitors keep going, and you don't want one to sort of run rampant, if that makes sense, after it's done what you want it to do. So it's important that you do that. You also need to decide on its mission. In this instance, this thought form is going to go out, and it's going to go to that house, and it's going to put a blanket of blackness, of fog in that house. It's not something you can see with the physical eye. It's something, it's on the astral, and it's going to bring, the abilities that the servitor will have will be haunting. So it's going to haunt, it'll be like, maybe, how can I phrase it? Paranormal activity, lights going on and doors slamming, etc. Discord, negativity, just uneasiness and darkness. So that's what I've programmed the servitor to do, to bring to this house. Its energy source will be to feed off these people, because we want to break these people down as far as we can go. So, it's going to feed off their negativity, and it's just going to, it's going to feed off them, full stop. And once it's accomplished what it has set out to do, I will say the fatal flaw, and it will just, disperse into nothing. This might sound very, very confusing. I understand that. Like I said, only I know the name of the servitor, what the fatal flaw is, and I have a word, and when I say it, it will come to me. You also need, well, everyone's different, but you also need like a vessel where you store it. It can be anything at all, from a stone to a bottle. I like these little bottles, so I will let it reside in the bottle. But it most of the time it will be out doing what it has to do, etc. And that is to cause discord, to cause haunting, uneasiness, etc. It does take time for it to build up in power. Nothing just happens in an instant. But it will, also, I should say, I can make offerings to it as well. I can offer, anything that I do offer spirits, I can offer it to the servitor. It's very different than you asking a spirit for help. A spirit has its own, sort of like a demon, has its own will, its own, area of expertise and stuff. But this is something that I've programmed and I've sent out to do, my will. So, I can do a video if anyone is interested in how I actually go about it. It's very, very easy, extremely easy. So, like I said, it feeds on the people in the house. If you ever want to make a servitor for your enemies, to feed on your enemies, for whatever reason, you can do that. Or you can actually, like I said before, you can actually give the servitor physical offerings, so to speak. So, but yeah, there's an array of things that you can get servitors to do. Can be even for love matters, to get little thoughts put into the person's head whilst they sleep. Servitor can do that. A servitor can help you with many things. Ability to learn, whatever it might be, even confidence, anything at all. It's such a, there's so many things. There's an array of things a servitor can do. Also, I used the servitor. I created a servitor many, many years ago to cover me in it's almost like a aura of seduction kind of thing. Just to sort of change my outwardly sort of way with people, if that makes sense. And it worked really, really well. Of course, it does take time, the gestation, I can't say that word, gestation period. I can never say that. But yeah, it's very effective, and I will do a video on how you can create one, and I have a book that I do recommend as well. It's a very interesting book. I just don't have it. Or do I have it? Maybe I do. Actually, yes, I do. Create a Servitor Companion by John Crater. I know a lot of you ask about these books and I don't show them, so it's through the manipulation of the psyche combined with psychic energy manipulation, you can deeply alter your mind and the neutral wiring in your brain so that new seemingly impossible possibilities become real and you're able to bring a magical companion into existence. Discover the next step in servitor creation. Create the greatest companion and ally that you could imagine. Expand the limits of your intellect and personal reality. Discover the power of a servitor advisor and begin to explore the possibilities of a servitor lover. I also like to recommend Charles Cosimano. He has some excellent books on where do I start? There's psychic, what's it called? Psionic warfare. There's many books about psychic I think it's Psychic Seduction. I've read them quite a few years ago, so forgive me for not remembering the names. He does have a YouTube channel, so shout out to Uncle Chucky. I don't know. I'm sure some of you already know who he is. He's into radionics, and I really, really like his content. And I think on his site, it's probably I'm not certain, but I can check www.charlescosimano.com, and you can see that he has some free PDF books that you can download, and you can have little reads with regards to servitors, egregores, psychic seduction, psychic warfare, all that. He's extremely knowledgeable in that field. So that's what I've got at the moment. I will actually do a little sweetening jar for the client to do with that house as well, just to keep things on the right keel. So yeah, that's really with regards to the people living in the house, Discord. But as for the house itself and the client, I think I'm going to do a little honey jar just to, make things, a little bit more stable. We can see how this goes. So I'm really, really rooting for her. I know it must be so hard when she sees that house and all the memories and stuff. Heartbreaking, really heartbreaking, very, very heartbreaking, I'm sure. And that would bother me big time as well. So I'm here if any of you need me. So thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. Please, 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 please bear with me. I am doing my best to get these videos churned out at the minute. It is so time consuming. I just like to say that I do these videos for every client, and it's at least 15 minutes per client. And that and doing work together is very time consuming. And I just would like you all to please, please bear with me. I'm doing my best to get your work out. Feel free to message me if you need to ask me, for an approximate date for when your work is going to go out. Feel free to message me. It does take time, and people come in like a queue with me. So it's just to let you know that even if you don't hear from me, understand that I am at the other side working for you. And yeah, so thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. Thanks for all the subscribers lately. I've had a lot of subscribers. Thanks to all of you who followed me along the journey. It's been very, 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 it's been good. And I'm enjoying my time here. And I'd like to help as many people as possible with queries, questions, whatever it might be. Just bear with me. I'm a bit slow at answering, but I will get back to you. So thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. And I'll say goodnight.